sample time, sample memory, sample anything, and just use it. You know, the first law of creativity is theft. Everyone's stolen from someone along the line.
That's right.
That's right. As far as the culture pimps who stand on the sidelines and pimp the music and sample the records and then lay a claim to fame, like as if, you know, they're the innovators and they're the ones who are keeping the music live over here now. You know, 'cause jazz musicians have been coming to these shores for decades. So they're not really, they haven't really done anything but, let's just say, jumped on an opportunity to make some money. That's how I see it.
If you're using computers and samples and digital and things like that, I reckon it's always sort of modern ways of making music and ways that simplify it and means you don't actually have to learn a craft as a musician to be able to make this music. It's the same thing in music that happened to art 150, 200 years ago when photography came in. All of a sudden you didn't have to be able to learn how to paint for years and years and to be able to learn how to draw things because you could just get a camera and go click and get it moving. So then it became the eye, what you actually saw that was important. And it's the same in music, and now it's the ear, what you actually hear becomes what is important. So you can get feeling out of anything. Whatever makes a noise is an influence, and whatever, you can use anything you want to create something funky or create, you know, whatever you want to do.
Well, you know, there was a chocolate company, and it was called Whitman's Chocolates, right? They used to put out boxes of what they call samplers, which is some of this and some of that, some of this and some of that. And they put together a whole package after a while. And it became very famous, box of chocolates in the 40s, right? It became very famous. It's called samplers, you know? So if someone takes a little piece of me here and a little piece of me there and a little piece of me there, eventually there's nothing left for me.
See, I'm saying what I'm trying to say is that I wrote the song to mean what it's supposed to mean. So if you take you take red and call it blue, that ain't what it is no more.
I'm more of a creative artist. I'm not too much into taking somebody else's music and doing samples and stuff like that. I don't knock it or anything like that, man. You know, I think some of the things that they've done with it is great, man. You know, like ideas bouncing off ideas. You know.
Frankenstein was created in a studio. You dig it? They took parts of this and parts of that and put it in the same motherfucker, and it was alive, but it was dead.
Well, they want to use jazz, I think, samples, as they say, because they don't want to get away from what you call your roots, you know what I mean?
To me, people are cheating in music right now, you know, and I don't like the cheating, you know, I mean, either play it or leave it alone.
I hate that side of the sample music. But I know there's also things with samples and with that side of technology that you can do things that are really progressive.
I myself have been sampled by Public Enemy, NWA, Terminator X. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I can't even recall them. But in order to get any royalties from it, you know, I've got to sue them. You know, got to raise legal expenses, go through all these things. None of them came to me personally. None of them studied under me personally. None of them even asked my position.
Basically, the sound of sampling is part and parcel of the music, because I think you get a certain kind of sound from doing it. So I think that what's going to happen is basically people will just go in there and approximate the music that they want. So if they hear a Johnny Light or vibrate that they want in the tune, then what they'll probably do is just get someone in to approximate the vibes, that piece of the composition, and then sample what they've had played for them live in order to give it that kind of contemporary feel. So I think that in a way, inevitably, people are going to be forced back into kind of playing live music again in relation to their records.
Jalal taught speak in your own voice, represent your own culture, and try and find the truth, whatever that is.
I'm trying to speak to anyone who can understand, whether they be 7 years old or 70. Don't want no generation gap. I want a generation rap.
I really believe in moving forward, you know, not moving backwards. I mean, what I do understand about, I do understand and I have learned from learning jazz is that you have to go backwards in your learning to actually be able to understand the language.
That energy, that need to kind of like transfer energy on stage so the audience is there, and that does come from punk rock, definitely. So that has stayed there. That wish to make the audience want to jump up and down and kind of dance stupidly, has translated through the whole progression from R&B into a more jazzy dance scene, and it's still there, definitely. Energy is the key to what my band is about. Obviously, if it's pop stuff, then it's straight ahead, and I don't improvise at all, you know, unless I'm told to. Jazz-wise, you know, it's enthusiasm. I mean, if I'm really, really, you know, hyped up and feeling really creative, I mean, I'll just put body and soul into it.
I would say it's something that comes from the soul, and it has to deal with a whole lot of spontaneous improvisation.
That's the reason I come every night to see what we're gonna do. There's no script. I mean, like there are songs that we play that have shapes. Like the colors are filled in by the folks that are doing the job each evening.
It has form, structure, intonation, content, but improvisation. Hypnotizing or improvising is mentally appetizing. There's rhythms and sounds, and leaps and bounds, and scales and notes and endless quotes, black soul being told. Hypnotizing or improvising is mentally appetizing.
It sounds corny, especially, I suppose, coming from a white man, but it's like, I get a real roots feeling.
I mean, Art Blakey taught me a lot as far as spontaneous combustion in music.
It's very spiritual, you know. When I'm in the middle of a solo, you know, a lot of times it's almost like being by myself, man, because when I'm off into a solo, man, I don't see anybody, I don't hear anybody. It's just like I'm getting a message, man, you know.
I really dig the grassroots people in England. I really do. And I think that England got a chance. More so than America.